This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And peace and mercy to all you sincere Akim that are out there pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. To the 144,000, the house of David, Shalom. This is Brother Dama Agabar here from JMS Los Angeles with another lesson. Lord willing to edify and give warning from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in these last days. Alright, and I started with 2 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter in the 11th verse, because once again, Satan, Esau, Edom is back at it again, alright? And as all you brothers have seen and heard, this psyop, this very sloppy psyop and, device of the devil with this Brooklyn shooter arrested in Manhattan will face federal terrorism charges. And, this is basically the main goal, alright? This is a psychological operation of Esau, Edom to come against, this truth, to come against the men of the Lord. And he's using, guys like this, which is this fat, out of shape, very old and sickly looking man to carry, they're using men like him and his different ideologies in his YouTube videos. Him speaking his mind, him saying what he believes, and they're linking him to conspiracy theories. They're linking him to being a racist and kill whitey and all these other type of things, which they're ultimately are going to try to link it to the men of the Lord, to the Hebrew Israelites, right? Which time in and time out, especially here at Great Millstone, we have advocated that we're not a violent group. We don't promote guns. We don't show ourselves with guns. We've been made the standpoint that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, all right? The only weapons that you ever see the men of Great Millstone with are Bibles in our hands and weapons of truth. But Esau is using this as a way to attack the men of the Lord. And I'm going to show you how later on down the way and show you, the devices of Satan, all right? And all through the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, we see exactly what Esau is doing. We see what he's doing, man. He's not slick, all right? We have the spiritual eyesight to see, what this devil is doing, all right? We know exactly what this is being set up to, and he's using this to kill many birds with one stone, man. First and foremost, he's going to use this as a form of gun control. He's going to use this as a form of linking anybody who has any opinion outside of the narrative of the mainstream or of the left as terrorists, man. And he's basically using this as an attack on people that are out here speaking the truth, mainly the men of Great Millstone. And I'm gonna show you, all right? I'm not gonna read this article, bunch of bullshit. But the main point I want to show you is what this man's, when I read this article, where the Spirit led me to show you what this man's agenda is, all right? And it's him trying to link this to the truth and to the ministry, all right? And I'm gonna start right here. It says, in a video, it says, and what are they saying? Oh, he was on YouTube and he was saying all these things and he had a YouTube page. Does that not sound familiar? Don't we have YouTube pages? Don't we speak out on YouTube? And haven't they been taking down our pages and labeling it medical misinformation and hate speech and all these other things, They're basically, using YouTube as a way to, build up crimes against us, man. And you better believe when they really come up against the men of the Lord, they're going to do the same thing. Oh, they had hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos filled with rants and hate-filled rants and saying this and saying that they're superior and it was black ideology and superiority. They're no difference in the Ku Klux Klan. They're going to do all these things, man. And they're already setting up the narrative, right? They're just using this guy as a springboard to come up against the men of the Lord, first and foremost. And then they're going to come against all these other, Edomites and truthers and Christians and people who have a narrative outside of theirs. Yeah. Salakia. All right, so lucky on that, man. But like I was saying, we can see the trap this devil is trying to set, man. You know, and all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we see exactly what he's doing. But guess what? At the end of the day, it's all gonna fail, man. All right. Because this guy is doing this thing to frame us, man. Let me get this real fast. This is Psalms chapter 50, verse 19. It says, "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit." All this whole thing is nothing but deceit, man. This whole situation was a psyop, man. You don't believe that the FBI and this government don't have people like this set up to do these things, man? All right. So that what? So that they could pass legislation, so that they could they're using this to come against their enemies, which is everybody that's speaking the truth out against them. And who's speaking the most prevalent truth against Esau, Edom, and his whole system are the Hebrew Israelites, man. And he's going to use this, he's going to use this as a way to demonize us, to slander us. It says, "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, thy tongue frameth deceit." So every single news coverage you're going to see on this is nothing but this man's tongue framing deceit and lying and creating a narrative, man. It says, "Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thy slanderest thy own mother's son." And that's what Esau's doing, because this is ultimately being aimed at us. And I'm going to show you, just stay patient. I'm going to show you. All right? He's going to use this as a slander campaign to come against the men of the Lord. He's going to try to link this guy, which I don't even believe it was him. There's a Twitter of him walking his fat ass down to the train, just waddling like a damn penguin. You mean tell me that his big ass went down there and did all that and got away scot free with all the technology, all the cameras, all the video footage and cameras that they have down there in New York City and in those subways? This guy just vanished and got away for a whole day. Come on, man. If you believe that, then you're just as stupid as this government thinks you truly are, man. It says what? It says the suspect who shot at least 10 people in a terrifying. Oh, matter of fact, let me finish this, man. It says, "This thing has thou." No, that was the point, all right? Was to say, "Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thy slanderest thy own mother's son." All right. It says the suspect who shot 10 people in a terrifying and meticulously planned mass shooting. Police found explosive devices that did. Come on, man, get the fuck out of here. It says he has been publishing bizarre, hate-filled rants on YouTube praising other mass shooters and calling on people to kill whitey, man. Okay, come on, man. Look at this. Amazingly, YouTube hasn't yet taken down the page, which, as far as we can tell, still includes all of the hateful videos that media outlets have reported on extensively overnight. See, and that's what Esau does, man. You don't think that YouTube is in cahoots with mainstream media and with the agenda of these elites, man? YouTube is totally in cahoots, man. Then they left the pages up so people can go on there and see it and be burnt, and believe it, come on, man. It says in one video, James verbally attacked NYC Mayor Adams, saying he had been through the city, blah, blah, blah. They locked him up in the system, he said. He experienced a kind of violence that would make someone go and get a gun and shoot mother F. Come on, man. Really? Come on, man. This is just absolutely it's just blatantly just all set up, man. You see? And these devils are putting these things into play because they have an agenda behind it. Here's the point. The article. Here's the point. It says in his videos, he appears to express support for an extreme black nationalist ideology, man. And that's what they're trying to link us to, which time and time again, we told you we're not black Hebrew Israelites, man. All right. We're a nation of people of all that, our people look like all people, man. All right, black, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. So it's not just some black ideology, man. What we're prophesying about who we are is our nationality as being Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, according to what the scriptures say. All right, we're not out there on some black nationalist, black ideology kick, man. We separate ourselves from any black nationalist group, man, because our thing is not centered around being black. It's about a culture, a nationality, our people, man. And they come in all shades of brown. Some of them even look like so-called white people, man. All right. So, but at the end of the day, they're gonna try to group us in this whole narrative, man. It says at certain points he even expressed a hatred or dislike for black people, referring to them as racial slurs. as racial slurs, which we won't repeat here, although you can find some examples over at the Daily Beast, you see? And that's, and we get on everybody, man. We're against all manner of wickedness, man. Whether it's coming from so-called black people, Latinos, Native Americans, white, Asians, we're against all manner of wickedness, man. You know, we're a group that promotes righteousness, man. And we're against all the wickedness that's being done in this society here in America and all around the world. That's ultimately being perpetuated by Esau Edom, the so-called white man. But the point is, they're going to try to link us with with this black nationalist ideology and try to say that what we're preaching and prophesying on the highways and the byways is promoting people to do things like this, man. Like I said, in which we constantly say that nobody should. We don't even advocate weapons and guns like that, man. Our faith is in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. But you know what these devils are going to do? They're going to just pull clips of us looking crazy and saying particular things, saying that the so-called white man is the devil and that he's going to go into slavery. They're going to only just pull up those clips and pull up those videos of us saying that and being, arguing back and forth with Edomites or other nations. But they're not going to show the videos where we're conversing with Edomites, where we're calmly explaining what we believe and what our faith lies, and even saying that you could be telling so-called people who are not so-called black that you could possibly be an Israelite, man. It's not based upon color. They're not going to show those clips, man. They're only going to show the clips that's going to make us look crazy and make us look and paint the picture exactly what they want us to look like, man. And it says, look at this. And at one point, James called upon black Jesus. Now, who was out there preaching that Yahweh Shai, or who the world even calls Jesus Christ, was a man of color, a so-called Negro? Us, man. And they blatantly put this in here because they're going to try to link his behavior with what we're out there doing, man. And it's another point, too. Look, it shows this, which this guy claimed to be an Israelite that, he shot those cops, man. It says Frank James, the person of interest in the Brooklyn mass shooting, posted a photograph of the Dallas BLM shooter who killed 5 cops. He also posted a prayer asking for whites to die. One of his videos titled "We Once Were Kings," and you see, so you can see the narrative that this guy is trying to paint, man. Like I said, and this is like a misdirect attack on the truth, man. Because a lot of the things that they're trying to highlight in this video are things that we preach. We preach that Yahweh Shai is a man of color. We preach that the so-called white men who are the Edomites are going to have to pay for their crimes, that they're going into slavery, and that according to the Bible, the scriptures say that there shall be none remaining of the house of Esau, man. And they're going to use all these things to paint this horrible picture of us, and eventually label us all terrorists. And eventually they're going to try to they're going to come for us, man, just like they came for this guy. We know that the FBI has been watching us, man. All right, we had an instance when we all stayed together many moons ago, where the FBI came to the house and talked to a particular brother, man. And all he told him was the truth. Like, yeah, I preach the Bible. I preach what the Bible says. I'm not violent. We're not out here advocating that. We're just out there prophesying, man. So they know, ultimately, especially here at Great Millstone, what we stand for and what we're out there preaching. But they're going to use that to label us and to categorize us as black nationalists and as ultimately as terrorists, man. Anybody any bug out weirdo Negro that's saying things of this nature, they're gonna link it unto us, man. This is Revelations 12:10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. And who's that? Esau Edom. And when you go into this word accuser in the Greek, the word is categoreo, which means to categorize somebody, man. And that's exactly what he's trying to do with this Brooklyn subway shooter, man. And like I said, there's going to be plenty more of these psyops on the way. You got that coward Vocab Malone, who was being paid by these same individuals, is on the job trying to link us to terrorism, man. Trying to link us to violent extremists. Trying to, link us to, as if we're trying to physically take down this government, which we're not, man. All right. Their own wickedness and their own pride and crimes are going to do that to them. All right, it's going to bring them down. It's going to bring them into judgment by our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai. Not through us, not through taking up guns and getting a militia and an army and fighting against this government. That would be absolutely ridiculous, man. Scriptures told us we got to be subject unto the higher powers, man. Wait for the Lord till he rises up to the prey. All right, it says, "For the accuser of our brethren is cast down," like I read in Psalms 50. Man, his tongue frameth deceit. He's slandering his own mother's son, which is Jacob, Israel, the 12 tribes, man. And he has an agenda and an organization in place to where eventually he's going to try to come down upon us, man. It says, "Which accuse them before our God day and night." See, and they're accusing us before the whole world right now with particular things like this, man. Which this guy, I believe, was completely set up to do this shit, man. Whether it was even him or not, man. You know, because it's within the power of Esau to deceive all the nations, man, and to deceive the world, and to use his media and his witchcraft to categorize Jake, man. So look, oh, he made a communist post and all this shit. Look, and then this is another one. He described himself as a prophet of doom. Now, who are claiming to be the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai? Us, man. But now they're making sure that they're highlighting this, man, to try to link this to us. It says James at one point described 9/11 as the most beautiful day probably in the history of the effing world. His post includes reference to current events from the Will Smith slap, blah blah blah, to Ketanji Brown being elevated to SCOTUS, saying, "Oh, our black sister Supreme Court, power to the people, is married to an effing white man," crying, "I don't believe this, SHIT. Oh God, wait a minute. That MF right there he is. He's a white man, yada yada yada, alright? You see, man? Look at this. Frank James, the person of interest, who they got, Moab or Ammon, highlighting this. YouTube discussing his militant black nationalist views. He recently expressed disappointment that Ketanji Brown is married to a white man. You see, so we can see the trap this devil is trying to set, man, and the devices that he's doing, man. But at the end of the day, it's all gonna fail anyway, right? Because like I read in Revelation 12, the accuser of our brethren is gonna be cast down. So you know what, Esau, you do this, you do what you got to do, because guess what? We know you're setting up you know, you're about to try to come down upon us, and you know, and try to you know, grab up the men of the Lord. It's all good, man. The Lord warned us of these things, but guess what? It's not going to be as easy as you think. This is Luke 21:12. It says, "But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you." Before what? Before the ultimate end, before the destruction. It says, "But before all these, they shall lay hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake." See, and that's why ultimately they're accusing us, man, because of the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and this gospel and this doctrine. It says, "And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts or your minds not to meddle before what ye shall answer." Because this happened to the disciples, and it's going to happen unto us, man. And they were being brought up on charges because of their doctrine and because of their faith in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It says, "For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist." All right? "And ye shall be betrayed by both parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death," because it's going to get pretty much to the point to where our parents and some of your brethren and your kinfolk and your family might betray you to Esau. They might come asking questions to your family, and they're gonna they're gonna betray you and be like, "Yeah, that nigga's in a cult. Them niggas is crazy. Yeah, they probably do got guns. I don't know. I'm not in the organization. I was against it. I told them to get out of it. They crazy. They this, they that." You know, and yeah, he is in that. He is one of them Hebrew Israelites. Yada 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 yada. Or your baby mama, because she can't stand you because you know you didn't want to put up with her shit, and you left to serve the Lord. She gonna give you up too, man. "Oh yeah, he left his kids. He don't care about nothing. Yeah, he did all this and that. Yada yada yada." You know, look, you gotta think if these, because we had brothers that was in this camp, well, they fell out, but when they you know, was in this truth and they fell out with their woman, when they went to court for child support, she told the judge that he was in the cult and he was in the truth, and they out there preaching this and they say the white man is that. So if she willing to, if they would do it then in the child support hearing, how much more when all hell is breaking loose and Esau's coming down with great wrath, man, and he threatens to lock her away and send her to prison if she don't tell you your whereabouts or confirm, you know, write a statement on you, man. You see, but it's all good though, man. You know, it's all good. The Lord warned us of these things, man. So Esau, you do what you got to do, man. Let me get Isaiah 59 and what's that? 59 and 19, man. Excuse me, all right. So you know, we've been saying that these devils was going to do this and they was going to try to, you know, build up a case against us, man. Hey, the Lord told us. We've already know these things are going to happen, but now, like I said, we can see this devil really making the move to push these things. So brothers got to stay circumspect. Make sure you walking in the spirit and moving in the spirit at all times, man, because this devil is looking to point the finger. He's looking to link us to this any way that he can. So we got to make sure that we're being circumspect. Because either way it go, at the end of the day, man, hey, in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, we're not guilty, man. All right, we're innocent. Everything that we're saying is the truth and the whole truth, man. But according to this wicked and evil society, what we're saying is lies. And Esau, he's gonna label us as an enemy to the state, an enemy to his to this government, man, an enemy to society, because ultimately, because of our belief and our views and faith in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. And he is making he's making his move. You see? But everybody sees right through this shit. Even I saw some other videos and Edomites was just like, this shit's stupid. This is just horrible. It's plain. Esau's played out. You're very tacky. Your tactics don't work anymore. And ultimately, nobody believes anything that you say anymore, man. Because everybody knows that that this is the type of shit that the United States and this government does, man. All right, this is Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. You see, and that's what ultimately he's doing, man. He's gonna come in like a flood, and he's using things like this to set it up so that he can come down like a flood upon us, man. And I read in this article they said now they're trying to give this guy life in prison for terrorist crimes, man. Where was it? Where is it? Here we go. It says James has ties to Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, New York, Ohio, New Jersey, and other states, and has been arrested on a host of crimes. Look, look at that. His many prior crimes range from sex-related offenses to larceny to tampering. The gun he used in the shooting was purchased by him in Ohio. What was it, man? Here we go. It says he was arrested by officers in the NYPD 9 precinct. He will face federal terrorism charges and will likely face a sentence of life in prison, man. You see? Possibly. Will likely face a sentence of life in prison, man. And guess who snitched on him, man? A 21-old bodega worker from Syria spoke to the press about the experience. Now, I thought those Syrians and those Middle Easterns, they're supposed to be the main terrorists, man. So Esau's totally flipping the narrative and making the new face of terrorism any Jake that has what they will call black ideology point views, man. You see, so this devil was trying to set the stage, man. See, he's saying it so that he can come in like a flood, but it says what? But the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him, man. All right, and that standard is let's get that word for standard, man. It means to cast down. The Lord's gonna defend us, man. We're not gonna be found guilty. All right, yeah. Of course, some of us might be put to death by this, but it's gonna be for a testimony, and it's gonna be for a testimony, and that brother, it's not gonna be the end all be all, man. You'll be raised up first. So it's a win-win situation for the elect, man. And the Lord might have some of us be in a situation just so we can cuss Esau the hell out, like I read in Luke 21, so that Lord can give us something cold to say and tell them right to their face, exactly what the Lord will want us to speak, man, and send chills down the spine of all those that are, that has us locked up and that we've been presented before, man. So. Hey man, we just gotta continue to do what we're doing. Hey, the Lord warned us about these things, and now we're at the time where they're just about to come to pass. It is what it is. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing to lose faith in and to fret about, man. Hey, Yahweh Bashem Shai said these things are gonna happen, so therefore you gotta have faith that it's gonna end how He said it was gonna happen, man. But it just shows you that, hey man, this devil, he's scared, man. All right, and he know that his time is near, and he's doing everything he has to do in his power to try to come up against his truth, because his truth is kicking his ass. It's exposing him. And the word is nawas, and it says to flee away, abated, displayed, flight, hide, flee out, lift up a standard. It says to escape. Yeah, Lord's going to lift up that standard. We don't know exactly how it's going to be. It might be through the form of spiritual power. The Lord might just let you just teleport out of the whole situation, or the Lord might have angels show up and defend you. It says to take flight, depart, disappear. To fly, to the attack on horseback. It says to take flight, to put to flight, to drive hastily, to cause to disappear. Hide. See, yeah, Lord's gonna live up that standard, man. He's gonna make a way for us to get out of that situation. He's gonna make a way to where something miraculous is gonna happen, and it's gonna be unto us for a testimony, as I read in Luke the 21st chapter, man. So, I'm not gonna go too long into this, man, but it is what it is, man. But hey, this is just the Lord just showing us that this is the times that we're in, man. And we see that this devil is really making a push. You can tell it's just fake. Here it is. He's supposed to be a terrorist and he's dangerous. Look, this cop don't even look worried, man. Where's the SWAT team? Why didn't they kick down the door? Why didn't they come attack him and violently take him out? Look, he's unscathed, unhurt. And then they said they found the nigga just walking down the street. So come on, man. It's just all psychological operation. We see what you're doing, Esau. We're not ignorant to your devices, man. So hey, with that, Lord willing, you were edified. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Until the next lesson, inshallah.